I was in Oregon for almost a month, from January 6th to February 2. The whole reason why I was over there is because I went to something called Multiply School. Multiply School, the whole purpose of why I personally went is because it has to do with video game ministry. And I want to learn more, and I want to be open to what God was doing. It was basically like a door that, that God was opening, and I want to walk through that door to see what would happen. I had like no expectation like going into it like whatsoever, which was a very good thing because honestly there was no way for me to have any expectation because I didn't know what in the world was going to happen. And being there, we still had no idea what in the world was going to happen. So, that was a good mindset to have going into it. And I want to give a huge thanks to all you guys because I know some of you guys gave, so I was even able to go over there. And believe me, like the things that I learned, I'm definitely going to be applying probably for like my entire life. We learned so much every single day, and it was just amazing. Just a beautiful, beautiful experience overall. I remember when we first showed up to the church early that Saturday morning, like, what am I doing here? I mean, the entire time we had like no clue. Oh man. But at Multiply School, it was me and 5 other people. We stayed at the same house, and it was just a great experience. And very quickly, we all became family. Like, for me, like, that's very, like, rare to say, because you guys know that I can be, like, a little bit guarded, especially with, like, sharing, like, personal stuff, especially on stream, like, sharing about personal stuff and all that. Yeah, expect the unexpected. Yep. And somehow, God worked in a beautiful way over there. And again, like we just became family, and I love those people like so so much. There's actually a picture. Oh, I think I can share this picture, hopefully. But yeah. So those are my people. Dude, it brings me just like such joy just seeing this picture. This is such a great picture, by the way. I'm just saying. Um but yeah, so I got to hang out with them, and each and every one of them is like so incredible, so amazing, and it was so cool to see what God was doing in each and every one of their lives. Man, I'm getting emotional now. Um just thinking back on it. It was very very cool to see what God was doing in each and every one of their lives, and how God was gonna work in different ways to share Christ with specific people. And I'm just so happy that I was able to be a part of it. I was so happy that I got to, share, the highs and the lows with these incredible people. Thank you. Thank you, Lady Z Fools. Appreciate it. It was awesome. It was a very, very cool experience. And a handsome group. I know that man. Wait, who is this man? Do I know this person? Or do I not know this person? I do know this person. You changed your name, sir. What in the world? Like, who is this? Ah, this Sebastian. He's actually the person in. Let me see. Can I? Yeah, you can see the person now. He's this person over here. Took me a sec too, right? I only knew because Borgo pointed it out. Yobi, you said it was so strange seeing little updates from you, while at the same time my church remains mostly opposed to online ministry. They don't see it as a legitimate endeavor, and even had a speaker come in and speak against it while you were gone. It tears at me a bit. I'm sorry, Yobi. Dude, there's so much that God can do and has been doing through like online ministry. I mean, you are, what's the word? You've seen the evidence here on stream, how God has been reaching people through this stream and everything. Um, so I pray that God is able to like open their eyes to that. So, dude, that's awesome, Sebastian. That's so cool. Dude, I'm so excited. So excited for all the things that God be doing. Oh, sweet Olajuwon. Hello, hello. What's up, coach? How are you doing? So, once again, like, the reason of why I went to multiply school to be able to learn, to be able to grow in what I was already doing. I started streaming back in 2018, 7 years ago, and there was something key that I was missing in regards to streaming, and it was, who is my target audience? So, like, within stream, Discord, content, like, I didn't really have a target audience. My heart from the very beginning was like, man, like I just want to reach everyone, And I feel like some people feel that way as well. Funny enough, I ran into someone the other day that had the same mindset, which is not a bad thing technically. But when you're like working with a specific thing, like for me would be like stream, it's kind of important to know who your audience is. Not kind of, it is. It is very important to know who your audience is. And I remember even speaking to Pastor Susie before even starting Multiply School, and we had a conversation about it. And I didn't really know. I didn't really know who my target audience was. I just knew that I wanted to share Christ with everyone. So I had no idea what, my target audience was. And being there at Multiply School, funny enough, there was a moment in which two words popped into my head. And those two words were women and teenagers. At first, I'm like, okay, I got, two different people that I'm thinking of reaching now. But these are two very different people. Because I'm not thinking like, oh, like girls that are teens. No, I'm thinking like women, like young adult women and teenagers. And at first, I'm like, I have no idea what to do with that. And I started thinking specifically with the women. I know some people here will definitely like understand this part of what I'm going to share. So when I started reading books about like 3-4 years ago, like reading books for fun more so, I started to notice that within the book community, there was like a lot of people, specifically women, that would read a lot of romance books, which is I'm not speaking against romance books, but romance books that contained basically just very inappropriate stuff in them, which they call smut, or call it what it is, porn, basically. And when I started noticing that, it didn't really like make sense to me. It didn't really make sense to me because how do I explain this? I guess I can explain it for this. It's talked about a lot negatively towards like guys referring to porn and videos and all that what they watch. Yet with women, not no one, a lot of people don't say anything in regards to women reading these type of books, these type of things. And something that I noticed as well, I guess I'll share a story within this. I'll actually share the same story that I shared over there, but there was this girl. She grew up in a Christian home, and she started struggling with lust. She started feeling like not good enough. She would compare herself with other people around her, and because she was struggling with with lust for several years. There was shame, there was guilt, and she didn't really like express that to anyone for a long time. And then later on, because of an online community and Jesus and God, she was able to break free from that. And now she's like in a way better place. And she is walking in that freedom. And that girl was me. I used to struggle with lust for a long time. And I don't even remember expressing that to, I think, anyone until like years later. And I started having someone that would keep me accountable and everything. And I started seeing the change that God was doing within me. So thankfully now I'm like in a way better place. And because I went through that, because I know how much of a struggle it is, and that mentality of like, man, I think I'm gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life, type of mentality, I wanna reach out to women that are stuck in that loop, that think there is no hope. Because I feel like a lot of times people, when they talk about lust, when they talk about porn, when they talk about all these things, a lot of the time they're referring to guys, which I understand a huge percentage of it, is men and all that. But there's also like a good percentage that are women. And I started seeing that again more so in the book Community. And so what my target audience started like leaning towards was women that are struggling with loneliness and women that are struggling with lust. And I want to share this that I found on this site as well. You guys can kind of see. It says that 78% of men watch pornography, 44% of women watch pornography, which I think is a lot. And the thing is that it says watch porn. We're not even talking about the women that read. We're not even talking about the women that read spice books and all of that. So I'm pretty sure that percentage is way higher when we're going into the lust topic. So, yeah. And because I feel like, sadly, there aren't that many places in which women are able to like open up and feel vulnerable and talk about it. I want to help those women. I want to like be there and, for us to encourage one another and build each other up. And the solution in my mind for this is basically having community and Jesus. Because that's basically what worked for me. Like bringing community and bringing Jesus is a way that I I want to help these women. Now, because of this, my online purpose with stream, Discord, with content will be to bring community to women in the gaming and book community that are struggling with loneliness and lust. And the way that we are doing this, I will say, stream will stay mostly the same. The stream schedule did change, like I mentioned earlier. Now it will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 12 to 3:30 p.m. But one thing that will change significantly in regards to solving this issue is Discord. So because of this, I created another Discord server specifically for women, a place in which they're able to feel safe, a place in which they're able to be vulnerable, a place in which we're able to have community and get together and grow and learn and talk about God. Um, so I did create that Discord. That is a private Discord. It is an invite only. And for all the women that are here, I will say, if you're here, if you are interested in joining this Discord and joining this community, and we don't really maybe we don't know each other as much, I do invite you to join the Flame server. From there, we can get to know each other, build that trust, and then I can send you the invite. This way, we can avoid potential trolls. We can avoid potential people that are just wanting to ruin the atmosphere and everything. So if I don't really know you as much, or we have never talked before and you're interested, it's man, I want to be a part of that, you can join the Flame server. You can put !Discord in the server and join that server 100%. That server, I'm not putting that to a side. That's something that I also want to talk about. Specifically for I know there's a couple of guys here that are curious about what in the world's gonna happen now, since I'm leaning more towards reaching out to women. For the Flame server, we will keep it a public server, and it will be a place to get to know people. It'll be a place for me to get to know more of the women there as well, be able to open up and everything. And we will continue having prayer nights, which will be on Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. But for game night, now we will only have game night on Thursdays, and it will be at 9 p.m. EST. But the huge difference with game night is that we will start game night with Jesus, which is something that we hadn't done, unfortunately. It's something that we didn't focus on. So the first 15 to 30 minutes, we'll be sharing something about, something in the Bible. We'll be, talking about God and everything. And then we'll jump into a game and we'll play a game together. We're going to really try to choose a specific game instead of just everyone playing their own game type of thing, because that felt a little bit kind of all over the place when we tried that. It didn't really work out. So we do really want to play a game together. So that is gonna be the change within the Flame server. Once again, prayer night Tuesdays 9:30 p.m. EST, and game night, we're gonna call it Game Night Devo, at 9 p.m. EST on Thursdays. So I mean, Terraria is an option indeed. Not wrong, not wrong. Now you may be wondering, okay, cool, sweet, so women, awesome, women are struggling with loneliness, struggling with lust, community Jesus. Now, what in the world do we do with this? So, I went on a walk when I was over there, and I remember talking to God, and I'm like, God, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on this. We'll just put this, in the back. It's fine. We'll get to this maybe later on in the future. It doesn't have to be right now. It's okay. We'll just focus on the women. Until I believe this was even maybe the day before, or maybe 2 days before, where me and my team, once again, my beautiful team over there, we found out that we were gonna be a part of a tournament for students, for teenagers. Which honestly, I was very, very nervous about. But it went fantastic. It went better than I expected. I had never been a part of something like that before. So we were part of a tournament, which was fantastic. We played, well, they played more so, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart and everything. And towards the end of it, we got to share about Jesus with them. There's more kids there. This is just part of the picture. But there were about, I think 30-ish students, if I'm not mistaken. Someone here can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, now because of this experience, I basically ended up back to square one. I ended up back to, okay, now what in the world then do I do with teenagers? Because now I really, 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 really want to like work with teenagers now as well. But what in the world am I going to do with that? And so I want to share with you guys an experience that I had. As a lot of you guys know, I used to work at my parents' school. My parents started a school back in like 2001, I believe. And after I graduated high school, I got to work there with the students for quite some time. And a lot of those students, you know, they were basically my friends. And I remember one day I found out that one of the students, one of my friends, he mentioned how he thought about taking his life. He thought about suicide. And I was very shocked when I heard this. I remember expressing it to my dad. I remember talking to my dad about it. And I told him, like, hey, like, you know, this friend of mine, you know, one of the students mentioned this, da 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 da. And my dad was one of the teachers at the school. In his classroom, this was a very, very small school, by the way, just FYI. But there were about, I think, like maybe 30 students in that classroom, which ranged from like, I think like 7th grade to like 12th grade. Again, very, very small school. But after I told my dad this, he went into the classroom, and I think a little while later, he asked, raise your hand if you've ever thought about taking your life, if you've ever thought about suicide. I think about more than half of the students raised their hands. And I didn't even know what to think. Like, these were people. These were people that I was around almost every single day, Monday through Friday, from like 7:30 until like 2:30, sometimes even more. And here you have a bunch of teenagers, different ages, in which they've thought about like taking their life, and you know that definitely like stayed with me. And so I can't, I just can't, I can't ignore this. I can't. I can, but I don't want to. And I'm like, okay. So I got, you know, I got my online purpose set. Like, I know that with stream, Discord content, I want to reach women. Beautiful. Awesome. What in the world do I do with teenagers? What do I do that in Puerto Rico? How do I even start that? And I remember one of the last days of Multiply School, something popped into my head. You know, and some of the people that are within, this is kind of hard to explain, but some of the people that are within Multiply School, that did the Multiply School, they have an organization called Satellite Gaming. And they basically do this. They bring community, and they bring Jesus with their actions and everything. Whether it's after school programs, whether it's setting up tournaments to reach teenagers, to reach, you know, those students, which is basically some of the students that you see here in the picture. And so want to jump in and say I'm proud of you. Your courage is contagious. Thank you so much, my friend. Then a huge hug your way. And so I'm like, man, like, I want to do that. Everyone is listening. I want to do that though. Like, I want to bring community as well to teenagers in the gaming community that are struggling, that are feeling lonely, that are, you know, that are wanting a hope. And so this is the thing. This is the thing. The how is a thing that I didn't know until the very last days of Multiply School, where this popped into my head, which was to move to Oregon and to join Satellite Gaming. And I mean, I that is my heart right now. That is my want. I'm still not like 100% sure how what that will look like. And funny enough, I'm half listening. I'm so excited. Funny enough, if for anyone here that watched Pastor Susie's stream, on his stream, dude, Hoagie, thank you so much for the gift, dude. I appreciate it so much. Really, really do. Oh man. For those who watched Pastor Susie's stream, funny enough, I told him, like, I don't see myself moving to Oregon. Oh man. I remember having that conversation with him. I was like, I don't think I see myself moving here. You know, just letting you know. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I've like visited several areas of the United States, but I've never been in Oregon. Like, I've never been here. So seeing this side of it has been really, really cool. But I don't see myself right now like living here.
Oh, sure. It's not for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to, say it slowly because I know, I know it kind of hurts a little bit to hear. But at least for now. Especially with like things that I'm like processing of like the people that I want to target. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that has some to do with where I may be going. Who knows? But yeah, no mod cafe for now. I don't know. We'll see. And towards the end of Multiply School, for some reason, this just popped into my head. It's like, why start something from scratch, something completely new, something that I honestly have no idea how to go about it. Like, instead of just joining the people that are already doing it and are doing it well. Dude, facts. God said bet. So I share this with you guys. Pastor Susie. I share this with you guys because I know that we can make this happen, but we will have to do this together. And I share this with you guys because hopefully I gotta talk with a few people, but next week I'm gonna start a stream goal to try and make this happen. And I'm gonna be talking with a few people as well. And I'm talking financial wise. So that is the goal right now. So for anyone that's like, man, like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I want to help support. I want to be, a part of this change that's happening. I'm telling you guys, like, this changed my entire life. It's crazy. For those who are wanting to support, you can put exclamation point Patreon, I believe, in the chat. And you can join on Patreon. I will say, Troy, thank you so much for the 500 bits, my friend. Appreciate it a whole lot. I really, really do. We do have to reach a certain goal to reach that. I'll probably let you guys know next week what that looks like. But I will say right now, for anyone that's already wanting to, like, hey, like, I want to be a part of this, I want to support, I encourage you guys to join on Patreon. Right now we have 3 tiers, but with the last tier, with the $30 a month tier, you are able to give more if you feel in your heart to give more. So yeah. So that is the goal right now, guys. To move to Oregon, join Satellite Gaming, dude, to reach out to teenagers in person. Like, the whole experience with the tournament was absolutely just incredible. Was really, really, really incredible. So that is, dude, that's my target audience right now. Oh man, come be our neighbor. Oh jeez.